Good morning, Set to Love community. Today on our show, we have Dr. Barbara Dalle Pezze. She is a leadership coach. She helps individuals recreate their life after traumatic events, and she's here to talk about her book, The Unexpected Gift, with us today. I'm so excited to have her. Welcome, and here we go.
You can live a life in flow where your deepest heart's desires become reality.
You are here to contribute through your essence, fall deeper in love with your life and the journey that you are on.
Take what works, ditch the rest, and always stay set to love.
Thank you for being a part of this community. We're all designed to live in flow. So let's go.
Good morning.
Hi, thank you for having me here, ladies.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hi, Barbara. Welcome. It's so nice to have you on our show today.
My honor and my pleasure, really. Thank you very much.
So let's just dive right in. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, your background, and then we'll jump into your book. I'd love for the audience to see your book and sort of some of these tools that we can use in our lives to help us get through trauma.
Sure. So I am Barbara, and thank you for pronouncing my name so well.
Right.
I am originally from Italy, and for the past 20 years, I have lived and worked around the world. And particularly, I spent lots of time in Hong Kong, in China, and Australia, Singapore, and then I moved back to the West into the US, Miami, and Vancouver in Canada. So I'm honored to be here. I am a leadership coach, and what I do, as you mentioned, I help people around the world recreate a new life after traumatic event and very challenging situations. And that is also my story. That has been my story, and that's why I want to help people now that go through a similar experience. I wrote a book, as you mentioned, and I'm showing it because I'm very proud of the cover. It's very beautiful.
Yay.
It is called The Unexpected Gift. It is beautiful, isn't it? And it is the story of 15 years of life that I spent recreating, reinventing, rediscovering myself, my life, my purpose, my vision, and what I wanted to bring to the world. It is a story that I say was written in blood, in the sense that there was a lot of pain involved, a lot of uncertainties, a lot of unknowns. And I decided that I wanted to write this book because when I was in the situation that I am going to describe in a minute, I couldn't find anybody that could speak to me from the future. That's what I say. Nobody could speak to me from the future and telling me it's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to write my story because I wanted to be that person for people that go through very difficult situation. And I wanted to be the person that from the future tells you, you're going to be fine. It's going to be okay. And so that's the reason I wrote the book. And it starts from the implosion of my marriage. When I was abroad, I left my country to work abroad. And after a few years into my marriage and into this adventure, my marriage imploded from that out of the blue moment that we all know about. And it was devastating for me because it was absolutely not expected. And I thought everything was going so well, and my life was actually at the verge of skyrocketing in all its dimensions. And boy, I was wrong. And so I had to reinvent completely my life and rediscover who I was. And the book is the journey that took me from that place of pain and suffering, unknown uncertainties, loneliness, to a dimension where possibilities are there, infinite possibilities are there, and trust and faith and courage and love and happiness and fulfillment are. So it is the hero's journey that we all go through. And some of us decide to write the story on a book. Some others, they just tell their loved ones, but it is a journey that I think we all we will share. It just happened that I wrote it down.
I love that. Thank you so much for introducing yourself to us. So I'm curious. Oh, I hear an echo. Well, one of our computers' volume is a little loud. So Barbara, I'm curious from you, what is one of the first things that you would tell someone? So here I am, I just went through, let's say I'm not like right after the traumatic event, like maybe I've sat with it for a month or two, you know, like but now I'm really just in that dark, I'm crying in my shower. Okay. What do you tell someone like me? What's one of the first things that you would offer up for someone in that situation?
You know, the first thing is actually I would offer high quality listening, because when you are crying in the shower and when the pain is so intense, your mind is not with you. And when we speak or we say anything, we engage the mind. And so I wouldn't say anything. I would just be present. Maybe I will give you the towel after you go out from the shower. And I will simply stay with you and make you feel my presence. Because I believe that when we are in deep pain and we are suffering, we just want to feel that we are not alone and that we are not lost and that we are not going to be abandoned by everything and by everyone, and everything that we loved is going, we fear that it is going to disappear. And so just a presence, a positive presence, which means I'm not judging you. I'm not passing judgment on your reaction, what happened in your life or the event. That is on me to be capable of being a presence that just holds space for you to just be, and not to be alone in your moment of pain that can last days, hours, minutes. It's like a roller coaster up and down, but I am there. And that was for me invaluable. What you don't want to have, what you don't want to is to be next to a person that is suffering so much and keep giving advices or keep telling, oh, it's going to be fine. Oh, don't worry. Everybody goes through this. It happened to so many people. And it really doesn't help, at least in my experience, when somebody tells you, well, think about people that are worse than you.
Oh, yes.
Because when we are in pain, we feel our own pain, and we deserve to be free to honor our own suffering. There is always someone that is in a worse situation, and I am not saying that my pain is more valuable than yours, or actually there is no comparison whatsoever, but I do have the right to feel my pain and then remain with it. Not that you want to linger in it, but at the same time, you want to honor it because it is part of the experience that will allow you to grow. So
that was what I was going to ask you next, though. What happens about if someone gets stuck in their pain and isn't able to move forward? Because yes, you do need to honor your feelings, and you need to, I mean, I personally have been through this, so I know that there is a time of mourning of whatever it is. But what would the advice be to someone who's really stuck in the past and what has happened?
Yeah. Well, if somebody is stuck, I would advise to look for a coach or a counselor or a therapist and get some help from professionals that they can help you and they know how to help you be unstuck, right? So this is the first thing I would make sure of. If you are a dear friend of mine and I see that you cannot overcome the situation, that I invite you to reach out to some professional. And if you already have a professional, I would invite to expand something more, maybe group therapy or join some groups, because when we are stuck, we want to get unstuck, we need to experience something that is beyond ourselves. And if one person doesn't do for us, perhaps working with groups might do it for us, right? So for sure, I don't help you to stay there in the pain. We don't want that. I can give you some suggestions. And if you are not ready to listen to that, because sometimes we are so closed off and we are so hurt that we don't we don't listen, we do not, our brain is not ready to listen, then what I would do, I would help you literally divert from your pain. So I will invite you for a walk. I will invite you to use your body, literally use your body. So if I know that you like dancing or you like singing, I would invite you to do these things with me, so that I help you to get up again and out of your own way, basically, right? And you do this by leveraging something that you used to like, and you maybe don't remember that they are good things for you. So these are some of the ideas that I would put in place with friends, and using the body, absolutely, and being out in nature as soon as you have a chance. This is a huge help. It is one of the steps that helped me the most, being in nature and doing long walks and hikes in nature. Without music, because you don't want to divert your mind and numb yourself. You want to feel the pain, but notice at the same time nature and the beauty of it. The tiny little details, feel your body, your muscles. So basically take yourself out of your mind and back into the body, in your body and in nature. That is something that I would do.
I've heard that a lot, that nature really is one of the best places for people to reconnect with themselves. So if you are someone who is, I remember when I was going through really traumatic time, I just wanted like a self-care checklist. I wanted just, okay, do this first. I got that, and do this and do this. And there was really nobody to say, well, here's your checklist of self-care things. So outside of nature, which I think that should be on everybody's checklist, connect with nature, what's another tool that someone can use to like reconnect to that purpose and that meaning again in life? Now you've moved past the trauma a little bit, maybe you're even 4 to 6 months out from it, and you're like, okay, I'm at peace with what was, like, maybe not peace all the way, but now you just want to get back on track and start really embracing life again. Is there a tool or something that people can do to get back to that place?
I think that when we go through those difficult experiences, we discover ourselves to be different. And so you want to actually become acquainted with your new self and discover what is about you that is new and you didn't know before, and you can discover now. So I would embark, which is what I did. I would embark on a discovery journey, and I would find out about myself, those parts of me that I did not show or I did not relate to in my previous life. Allow me to call it my previous life, right? And so discover those parts of myself and expand them and see what they are about and see where they are taking me, and actually look at myself fully, because before probably I didn't do that. Before, there were just the parts that I felt they were safe to be shown or to be lived through, that I was embodying and expressing. But there is so much more to who we are than what we show and what we think it's okay to show, and even there are parts of us that we don't even know. So another very powerful tool will be a question. So, do I actually know myself now? What's new about me? What is that I am discovering? What is that I can leverage? What is that I can expand? How can I transform and blossom? And basically, if I can give you an image, it will be, what are my colors? If before I had a sense of being in the blue range, right? So let me add some orange and yellow. And who is this new Barbara that's coming forward? So who is this new me? And trying to paint and discover my new colors. That is an interesting journey, because you said, I want to get back on track. I don't know if I want to get back on that track, actually. I probably want to step into a new path. And in the new path, that I do want to bring with me the newness of who I am and discover my uniqueness in a different way. So that's something that I would also do. And another very important tool, are mentors and sponsors, as I call them, meaning those people that can see through you, that actually believe in you more than you believe in yourself, because probably when you are in that transition, people around you that love you, they can see more than you do, and they believe in you more than you do yourself. And so you want to be interacting and connecting with people that can mirror the best of you, and then can sing your song, the one that probably you have forgotten, and that tells you who you were and who you can become. Because again, we need to be capable of expanding who we are. We already are big, but we just show a tiny little bit. So I think that finding mentors and finding, I call them sponsors, there are really those people that invest in you and trust you when you don't do that, is paramount. In my case, as I write also in my book, my mentors, they were the giant of the soul, as I call them, and I found them in books. And I found them in the survivors of the Holocaust, in my case, survivors of war, because that's how I felt. I felt at war. And so by reading their biographies, by reading their scripts, I was learning from them how they overcame terrible situations, how they remained trusting. They kept trusting life, how they kept having faith in the future, in the positivity of life. And that was for me. That was for me key, because my friends that I had around, that I loved them dearly, and they all wanted to support, friends and family. I'm blessed with an amazing group of people, and yet the level of depth at which I was experiencing suffering, they did not experience. And so I found in this community of giants of the soul, my community, and on their shoulders, just to use a famous saying, on their shoulders, I could see that there was a way, and I was learning from them. And so I had them as mentors, their scripts, their words were for me the light in the new direction. And then I had the love and support of my family and friends, that they were around me. So I think that these two elements, so looking at myself as a new person and discovering who I am, and searching for mentors and sponsors that can actually help me to see a new way. Very powerful tools.
I think what I heard you say, though, mostly to simplify it, is really to let someone in. Don't try to do it alone. And that's the message that how you beautifully just said all of that. I just really think it's a way of just telling everyone, don't be by yourself in hard times. Let someone in, and your journey is going to be a lot faster. Let that person be your strength.
Yes. And if I may point out one thing, though, because when we are suffering, we are so vulnerable, and we are so sensitive, that the people that we let in to support us, they do need to deserve to be next to our suffering, because that's a privilege.
Yes.
And so selecting who you want to let in and close to you. Absolutely, as you say, we do not want to be alone in the process, in this journey. And because it is almost a sacred journey, and it is so powerful and yet so delicate, that the people that want to be close to us, they do need to be capable and to have the human stature to be there, because that's a very sacred place where we are growing, and pain is real and suffering is real. So we let in people that deserve it, because they actually love us. Otherwise, it becomes adding pain to our already difficult situation. So we want to be selective, and we want to be selective based on the quality of humanity, I think, of the people that are around us.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Barbara, so much for being on our show today, and for sharing all of this beautiful message and these tools that people can use. And I know there's many more in your book. Where can people find your book if they want to dive in if they're looking for that hero, you know, that, and you can be that for someone if they're in that dark time. So where might they find your book or find you?
Sure. So the book is available on Amazon. So Amazon.com, the title, The Unexpected Gift, and my name.
Let's see it. Let's hold the book up.
So here it is.
Yay!
The Unexpected Gift.
Oh, I love it. And here's a comment. It's gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I am on LinkedIn is where I am more active, or I have a website which is just barbaradallepezze.com. And if anybody wants to connect with me, I'll be very happy to interact and have a conversation. So feel free to do that as well. And yeah, thank you so much for having me here, ladies.
Thank you so much. And thank you for turning your pain into something beautiful that people can learn and grow from and feel supported while they're in that dark spot in their life. Thank you so much. I love you, best friend.
I love you too.
And thanks everyone for being here today and for watching our show or listening. We love you so much. And we will see you next Monday.
Hit the bell. Hit the bell.